Welcome back to Hartfelt Beer Reviews. My name is Kyle Hart. Today we're going to be reviewing a beer that I've never heard of. I have to admit I've been out of the game for a while. I've not done a review in a month or so. But today this is going to be a bomber, a hell of a bottle of Against the Grain Brewing Company 70K. It's a bourbon barrel aged imperial milk stout. So I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to go right and be direct. It says double down with Against the Grain Brewing Company, taking 35K to the next level, which is their regular imperial stout, and ratcheting up our disdain all in one shot. Imagine a silky smooth milk stout worth 35,000. Imagine what it takes to double it. We did that. Bourbon barrel aged, and this one is big and worth all the money. This cost me like $28, which is rather expensive. From what I read online, it's a 13% imperial bourbon barrel aged milk stout, aged supposedly in Angel's Envy bourbon barrels, which is a port wine cask finished bourbon, which sounds absolutely amazing. So, I haven't had a stout in well over 4 weeks. I'm really hoping that this one's really good, for the money, for $28. I hope this is good. Granted, I've paid much more for beer, but hopefully my first beer back in a long time doesn't disappoint. So, I'm actually from near here. I'm originally from an hour north of Louisville, Kentucky, or southern Indiana. So this one's kind of close to home for me. I understand its roots, but it's got a rather odd-looking, sickly gentleman with a 70K dunce hat on there, with looks like he's being caressed with almost kind of like maybe a barber or a tattoo artist in a jail cell. So it's kind of odd, but I'm going to go ahead and open this, give you the aroma, give you a pour, tell you what I think about it, the look, the aroma, the taste. Cheers. I can definitely smell the bourbon from here, which is surprising. Now that's a set for 12, 13 minutes before I opened it. So you want it to warm up a little bit because you want to be able to taste all these characteristics on the palate of these beers, because they're big, they're bold, they're dark, they're barrel aged. If it's too cold, you really can't taste these things. Really taste. It has a huge boozy aroma. Heavy chocolate. I'm talking deep, dark malted chocolate, almost like a malted milk ball. You're really getting the grains. This stuff smells incredible. Nothing like I've ever smelled before on a beer. The barrel is, I've never had to my knowledge, an Angel's Envy barrel aged beer. Let's go ahead and give you the pour, see how black this thing is. I like my stouts to be really viscous and really dark, so hopefully this hits that. Oh man, just listen to that sound. Oh my god. This is gonna be... Granted, this is kind of an aggressive pour, but I want to see what I can get on this bad boy. That's a hell of a pour, and just look at that. That is as black as night. Extremely compact bubbles, as you can tell. About a finger's worth, maybe 2 fingers worth of head. The bubbles are dissipating rather slowly, so the carbonation is definitely there. Really, again, I'm smelling chocolate, port wine, bourbon, and oak. I mean, I'm not getting vanilla that's characteristic with a barrel-aged stout. Granted, maybe this still might be a little bit too cold, and just because, I don't smell it doesn't mean it's not on the palate. It's getting just a punch to the nose of port wine, barrel, deep, deep chocolate, and just a subtle oakiness to it from the barrel. To me, the worst thing that could happen to this beer, at least in my opinion, is it could be so boozy that you taste nothing else, and I really hope not, because I want the barrel to accentuate the beer. I want it to bring everything out that this beer offers instead of overwhelm it with pure barrel. I think it's going to be good. You know, I have high hopes. So, and you know, it's still rather cold, but it's not ice cold, which is good. You know, if it were ice cold, I might as well wait 15 more minutes because I'm just not going to be able to taste anything. Smells very good. I'm going to go ahead and give you a taste. Cheers. That is incredible. That's the smoothest stout I've ever had in my life. Granted, it's a milk stout, assuming they use lactose, which is how you make a milk stout. That went down like water. I mean, for 13% alcohol, it's 100% hidden. That's incredible. I've never ever had that happen in a imperial bourbon barrel aged stout. Maybe it's a little cold, but it is a tad bit colder than I would like it. But still, though, the heat almost kind of comes back. It's almost in the back of your throat, like a subtle hint of booziness. Not in your face, doesn't burn going down, isn't too upfront on the mouth. It's very sweet. You're getting upfront, first thing you taste is that port. I mean, you know, a port is similar to sherry, except it's more concentrated. You go those deep, dark, fruited flavors from the barrel. And the oak is very subtle. I mean, you could almost couldn't tell that, like, if an amateur would be doing this, or someone who, I wouldn't say amateur, actually, that's I misphrased. If someone who ordinarily doesn't drink beer, or just occasionally has a beer, they would have no idea that this is barrel aged. But it has a flavor characteristics that come out that would, you know, tell me, a reviewer, or somebody who is like to call myself a professional, at least I try, that this is barrel aged. I mean, the port is up front, but it's not overwhelming. You don't get any vanilla from the barrel, which is odd to me. I would like to get more vanilla, personally, in my opinion. You get a silky smooth chocolate, almost like it's not a dark bitter chocolate chip you would get in some stouts. It's not like KBS or Bourbon County, nothing like that. I mean, it's very, very sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet, so it's not toothache sweet. You know, you're getting the malt, you're getting the roasted malt. You're not getting any hop profile. I mean, there's no, which is good. You know, you don't want a forward hop beer in a stout. At least not me. Some do. But this is it goes down, it's almost like a chewy caramel port wine, very soft oak. It's a rich, sweet milk chocolate more than anything. It's incredible. I mean, I pardon the lack of emotion that I may not be showing, but this is just, I'm stunned. It's nothing like I've ever had in my life. Granted, like I said, I have never heard of an imperial stout actually being aged in Angel's Envy bourbon barrels, and the fact that this is 13% and goes down like water is kind of dangerous because you could be on the floor in 10 minutes. I do plan on setting on this. Granted, I'm probably not going to drink this whole thing, to be honest with you. I really don't want to pour it out, and I normally never would pour it out, but my fiance, she doesn't drink. I have nobody near me that likes to drink this kind of beer. But I'll probably set on it for an hour or so, maybe a little longer. Drink it slowly, you know, get it all in, taste it all, and just really take in that experience of this beer, because this is one of a kind. I mean, on Beer Advocate, this gets a 95, I believe, which is just world class. You know, world class. That this is shocking. I didn't expect it to be this smooth. Normally, I don't like milk stouts because most stouts that use lactose are kind of too sweet. They have that lactose aftertaste that I really don't care for. I like them in IPAs, but in the stout, they're not particularly my favorite. Nothing wrong with this beer. At 13%, this is absolutely hidden. I mean, this drinks like a 7% beer, if there ever was one. And that's shocking to all you beer snobs out there like myself. But this just goes down like water, man. And again, you get that port, just forward port, which I really, really enjoy. Especially in a scotch or a bourbon. Which, you know, I've never had port by itself, which, you know, is odd that I'm saying that this is a bourbon barrel port wine finished imperial stout, but very, very good. You get a sweet milk chocolate, you get no vanilla, at least that I'm tasting. Maybe that will come out more as it warms up. You get that port forwardness, subtle oak, and almost like a chewy caramel candy vibe to the finish of this beer. So, you know, if you can take that all in, port, subtle oak, sweet milk chocolate, no bitterness, no vanilla, kind of a sweet caramel, chewy caramel candy. This beer is phenomenal. This is absolutely an A+ beer. If anybody can find this beer, granted, I don't know if it's different priced anywhere else in the country, but Against the Grain Brewery, I believe they probably only come in bombers. I could be incorrect on that. I'm not entirely sure of their bottle production, but 13% Angel's Envy port wine finished bourbon imperial stout. Incredible, incredible, incredible experience. I highly recommend it. Again, sorry for my beer review hiatus, but this beer is absolutely A1 and a hell of a beer to come back to. I hope you all enjoyed my review. Enjoy. Cheers.